All right, it is again a little bit past midnight on Wednesday, June 18th. Um, Again, I'm gonna keep this quick because I am actually a bit tired. I mowed my entire lawn, weeded my entire lawn and the edges around all the property lines. Then I went an hour away to do some shopping with my mother. She was getting plants, and I needed to be the pack mule to carry things around. So, I actually bought some of the steelbooks. I'm really annoyed because there's a poster I really want from Perfect Blue, but I can't find one of the size that I want without it being like really poor quality, and it's just really, really unfortunate. And like the original posters are going for like $500 each because, of course, it does. So I'm not getting it, at least for a while. Maybe if I go to Japan, I can find somewhere, like in a weird like record shop something. But I bought 4 steelbooks, and steelbooks, if you don't know, are movie books. Movie books. They're movie cases, DVDs, Blu-rays, because apparently that's how you collect it, but it's in a steel case instead of the plastic case, so it doesn't degrade. That's really annoying because Paprika, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust, Memories, Jinro have steelbooks, but they're super expensive. So maybe when I get paid, I may set aside what I'm going to make. I'm not going to make a lot, but I'll make enough that I'll be able to set aside. I really, really do want that Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust one, because that was such a beautiful, striking movie. But then I want Paprika, because Paprika is so cool, and and also I don't really want to pay a lot for these things, because, like, it feels wrong in a little bit, but whatever. I bought Perfect Blue, Akira, Princess Mononoke, and I pre-ordered the Grave of the Fireflies. So my plan is to eventually somehow find a Robot Carnival, Memories, Jinro, Ghost in the Shell. I think I can actually find. I haven't actually really looked that up. Ghost in the Shell, and what was the other one? Vampire Hunter D, Memories, Robot Carnival. Huh? How am I forgetting one? I don't know why I'm forgetting one. Hold on, I gotta get this through. So, Robot Carnival, Memories, Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust, Paprika, Ghost in the Shell. Yeah. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that I want to see if I can get, and those are going to be very annoying collector's editions. Oh, and Jinro. I forgot Jinro. Those are going to be weird collector's ones, so we'll see going on there. But my plan is to, every time that I watch a Studio Ghibli movies, to get the Steelbook. So I have watched Grave of the Fireflies, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle in recent times, because I definitely watched the Secret Live one of the Tiny Fairies, Ponyo. I definitely watched that. I watched Boy and the Heron and Porco Rosso. So I've watched 4 in recent times that I want to get. And then we'll just go on from there, because I think those are really important for me to collect, because even though it's not like those are my childhood, but like I remember watching them as a child, but I mean, like, Princess Mononoke is one of my top films of all time currently. I mean, Howl's Moving Castle is beautiful. Boy and the Heron, I think, is really introspective when it comes to art and how you're placed within that art, and like maybe obsessing over the art is too much and you want to live in the outside world. I think the message on that is really, really beautiful. So I want to get all of those. Any other films that I want to get, I'll see when I watch it. And I think the total was like $80, which is actually very fine for, I mean, I don't spend a lot of money, and I have a decent amount saved up. So I can, like, really the only time that I use my own money to buy things is video games, and I guess this now, because, and when I bought some manga and records, I guess all the things that I collect now, that those are the things that I buy because I don't buy anything at school, and then when I'm home, I'll buy groceries for everybody, and I use my parents' money because they're eating the food too. But yeah, that I think is really awesome that I finally committed to doing that, because again, I think I'm it's really important to me to have the digital, not digital, the physical media, and those four that I bought, like Princess Mononoke, so far my favorite Ghibli movie, Perfect Blue, one of my favorite movies of all time, Akira, one of the best animations ever, and Grave of the Fireflies was the most depressing movie I've ever watched, and I think it's really important to have that, and also because it's a limited edition release, and I just pre-ordered it, so I make sure I have it. And yeah, and the only other thing that has happened today is I finally got my haircut after, since March, 2 months? I think it actually may be 2 months, like pretty much on the day. So that is a long, long time, and I had some pretty long hair, almost verging on back in boarding school with the whole hockey hair. I actually decided to keep the top a little bit longer, trying to experiment a little bit and cut the back and sides short, because I really like when the top goes long. But we'll see. I have another haircut in 2 weeks because some weird things happened. Last week, my friend was supposed to get me a haircut when I was over at his house, but then he booked the wrong week, and I didn't get my haircut, and I was going to get my haircut in the beginning of July, but but my cousin's graduation is next week, so my mom was like, you need to get a haircut, and then something opened up, and I got one. So this is kind of an experimentation. I may actually go shorter on the sides and the back, but we'll see on that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous spending money like that. What if I don't like it? What if it doesn't come? But I think it's really important. I'm also really annoyed that I can't get that Perfect Blue poster, but the cover of the steelbook is the image that I want. But like, I want to get all the really old, like 80s, 90s anime that I really love currently, but they're really rare. Especially, it actually may not be a bad idea to get custom steelbooks. I will get the Vampire Hunter D one eventually because I loved the cover art. Robot Carnival I don't even think has one, so I may just have to make one myself. Well, I won't make one, I'll custom make it. Memories, it's the only steelbook available is the French edition, and I actually really want to watch it. So that one's not going to be anything. Paprika is a possibility, and Jinro may also be a French version as well. It's really weird. Why is the French getting these cool things that we don't get over here? But it's Vampire Hunter D and Paprika are the two that I can feasibly buy. Ghost in the Shell I haven't even looked at yet. But Robot Carnival, Memories, and Jinro I think are a couple that I have to find a way to get myself, or just get the Blu-rays for now. But we'll see. I saw somebody do a custom steelbook for Vampire Hunter D, and it looked absolutely amazing. So we'll get that. And then beyond that, like the Studio Ghibli movies, those movies, I may get like Tsutsume if there is one out there. But really the older ones are the only ones I'm really interested right now, because they're going to become quite rare. And then maybe some records and blah, blah, blah. But whatever. My plan is that if I want to collect, like, if it's a show and I want to get it, I'll get the manga. Because that's never going to run out. I think maybe Frieren, Violet Evergarden, 86, Heavenly Delusion, Sunny Boy are maybe the only exceptions, because those are like one of those shows where you're changed afterwards. So we'll see what happens there. I know I've just been talking about collecting things, but I'm kind of excited. It's like, I don't share my passion for this type of media to a lot of people. Like, I have one friend who's really into Studio Ghibli and like Evangelion and a lot more of the period anime, like the samurai anime, but not like, swords, like the older stuff, like how Shogun is older from Hulu. And so I don't get to really talk about it. I try to have one of my friends watch Memories, and he said he quit within the first 10 minutes, which is horrible because you're watching Magnetic Rose, which is arguably the best story out of all of them. I think Stink Bomb is the weakest, but then Cannon Father I think is the most introspective and has some of the coolest animation, even though it is a little bit shoddy at sometimes. But he quit, and so I tried having my parents and my family, well, I kind of forced my family to watch Akira with me, and they just didn't get it. I'm like, it's not the point to really get it. Like, sure, there is a really cool story going on with Akira and how it may pertain to nuclear warfare and a bunch of this, but half of the appreciation of this media is just the animation itself, and Akira has some of the best animations for that time. And so I don't get to share it with a lot of people. So collecting it, I think, will be really fun because then I'm like, it's a set piece in my room. If anybody comes in, you're like, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, that actually is something really cool. And even though I don't, posters are a little bit different. Like I have a couple posters of, what is it, Demon Slayer, Haikyuu, and Black Clover. Because those were 3 shows that I watched when I first started buying disc plates. Or the first disc plates I actually ever bought. But those can be, like, posters are a little bit too much to be sharing publicly. But having, like, a bookcase of these movies and the bookcase of manga is cool because it's a little bit more subtle. And if somebody wants to look at it, they will go look at it and they'll examine it. And it's more of their choice rather than, oh my gosh, I watch anime. And it's also, I always feel really weird about it too, because I don't necessarily see myself as like the quote-unquote weeb or whatever, those, like that subsect of like nerd, because I am a jock in some regards, but I'm also a huge nerd in just other normal regards. And then tacking on that I really like anime and I'm taking Japanese kind of doesn't help me that much, even though I am very much so a hockey player in appearance. So having that just adds a little bit too much to the nerdiness. I always get a little bit nervous about that. But I really enjoy these things. This is kind of like how some people, like that friend, one of my friends, has read every single piece of Tolkien. The Silmarillion, The Fall of Numenor, all of them, head to toe. He's watched every single form of media and read every single form of every single book. And that's seen as cool, and arguably it is cool. But it's a nerd, but it's a cooler nerd. And so I want to be nerdy and show off that I really like these things. And I guess having these is finally me being like, I like these. Look at this. I think this is really cool. So, I don't know. That's my little rant for the day. I am really nervous about it. Because, again, it's $80. That's a lot of money. And I'm afraid it's not going to come. I'm afraid I'm not going to like it. But, I don't know. I kind of just was like, I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it. So, we'll see what happens. It's just, I can tell right now I'm nervous about everything, because I've only been talking about it with my parents because I really think it's really cool, but having it now in physical media is like, it will become an important object to me, and I'm afraid maybe something's going to happen, it's going to lost in transit, I just wasted all my money. There's a lot of emotions going through, so I'm going to go upstairs, have a little snack, and then go to bed and rearrange my room tomorrow a little bit more. I think I gotta hang some more stuff up. But I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool. Another thing I'm nervous about is that I'm leaving for like 3 days next week, and I'm a little bit nervous that those things are going to arrive during that time. They're just going to stay on the open, and sorry, I'm a nervous buyer. I'm a really nervous buyer about everything. When I bought golf pants or golf shorts, when I desperately needed some golf shorts, I tried on essing every single brand of golf shorts to make sure I found the right one. Finding posters, I want a really good one, and so it makes me nervous buying something if it's not great quality. These steel books making me nervous because what if they're not really, really important to me. So I'm a really nervous buyer. So I'm currently very nervous right now. So I'm just gonna go to bed. It's gonna be great. Adding to the collection.